So when I say that this has been a big week for me in my jobs, I mean it. Um, Even though this week was a week where I was kind of on vacation, but not really, and I'll explain about that in a minute. My name is Insane Raven, and this is a letter from the field. So this week was stupid. What I mean by it was stupid, I mean it was stupid. Like, what Thursday, I became a certified coach for the youth, and there's a big acronym that I have to look it up again because I forgot, because I'm a great coach. Um, for the youth of America, I'm a certified coach, which comes, that in itself comes with a huge pay raise and a huge, um, and just opened up doors for certain things like you wouldn't believe. Then, on Friday, I got promoted at a job I've been at for only 3 months, where I now work more hours, earn more pay, and have the amazing ability of basically just sitting down all bloody day. And if that doesn't summarize corporate America, I don't know what does. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, what about the writing that you told us about last time? I mean, that was a pretty big job opportunity. What happened to that? Well, with that, it's just a matter of changing my writing style up a little bit and writing what I'm supposed to be writing about. I submitted my first paper for publication, and it wasn't quite what they were looking for. I was really shown what I have to do, and I'm going to come back this week, write my second paper, and just take another swing at it. But there is something that this writing has actually really gotten me interested in, and something that I think I'm gonna go look into, and that is just the idea of reporting, and just the idea of being a journalist, which is weird because I've noticed a trend in a lot of the careers I want to take and a lot of the paths I want to walk. They're all paths that are dying, like YouTube is a dying path. And what I mean by that, I don't want to sound hypocritical or cynical, but the way that YouTube now works, that your videos are no longer the product. You're the product, and your videos are merely an ad for that product. And that's really kind of the mentality you have to take into it. So, right. So, for instance, if I was to make a T-shirt and get a deal with someone based off this, the T-shirt would be "I am the product," my videos or the ad or something like that. But that's where I would get my revenue. That's where I'd start supporting myself off that. Not the videos anymore like it used to be, which is insane. So I've kind of been in this whole mode of where do I want to go with my jobs? Where do I want to go career-wise while I'm on vacation? And when I say I'm on vacation, I don't mean that I actually took a break from anything, because I don't know how to do that. It's probably unhealthy that I don't know how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. But I just didn't have class all this week, so I only had one thing I had to kind of run around and run to. So I was pretty much good until 1:30, and at 5 I was leaving. Like, it was great, and I don't know how else to say it like that. Thursday I went bowling. I went bowling at 9 a.m. Now, if you've never gone bowling at 9 a.m., let me tell you, it is like stepping into a time machine. Because first off, everyone there at said bowling alley is older. And I don't mean like kind of older, they are older. And I'm doing terrible because I don't know the map. And it's great because they're all like, this is what we like to do, this is what we have time to do, and we can just do this now until essentially the end of time. And just to see that is fun. Just to see that competitive edge amongst the older community is fun, and you can see that even just being there for a little bit, you know, these are friendships that were made, and I don't know, made and molded by the bowling. I don't know. It's weird. So I went bowling at like 9 a.m. Before I went bowling, I did a couple other things, like I went and saw the sunrise. I read my books and I watched the sunrise, which I don't know if you've ever done this, for no other reason than just to see the sunrise, but it is a strangely hippie thing to do. Like, I had my book, I was reading my book, I had taken a couple pictures of the actual sunrise itself, and I was just sitting there watching the sun come up, and there were all these clouds, and it was really pretty, and it was all this other shit. Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. And then as it was kind of happening, I was like, I understand the hippie movement. I understand why people, like, are one with nature and are in tune with the world and everything. And this is me. I'm in this moment, I am that way. And it was made even better because at the time I was listening to a song, it was about, I don't even remember what song it was, but it was just about possibilities and being endless and just having anything. I spent a good part of the week just working on content and working on videos and stuff, which unfortunately I'm still no closer to when I started, which is just maddeningly frustrating. I think I'm gonna start doing that relatively soon. It's a matter of just not getting screwed over by the game. I think at this point, that's kind of the angle I have to take. So there was that. What else happened? Something else happened. I talked about promotion. Oh, I finished the book. I finished The Program by Suzanne. What was her last name? Hold on. I'm not gonna edit this out either, because I can just keep talking all the way from over here, and it's great. Yeah, I finished The Program by Susan Young. Add that to my collection of books that I've finished as of this year, which is a ridiculous thing to say, because before this year, I had not finished anything, and now I'm finishing almost I'm finishing books left and right, and it kind of feels like how I did when I was back in high school, and I was just reading constantly. I used to read books on a weekly basis, and I don't do that anymore. So it feels good to be able to just finish a book a month, essentially. I'm back to reading Assassination Classroom, which I haven't read in a bit, and I'm back to watching Naruto, but now I'm watching all Verve, not sponsored at all, but I'm watching all Verve, and it's weird to go from dubbed to subbed, like, because I was watching it off of rando sites, or I was watching it off of whatever where dubbed was an option, or like Netflix or something. So it's weird to kind of now go back into this transition of, oh, everyone's speaking Japanese, which that in turn has kind of like reignited my passion for trying to learn the language. So I'm all over the place, but you knew that. Another thing that I kind of want to mention, even though it's too early to really mention it, is that it's bad, and this is how I kind of want to do it. It's bad when you realize you have a type. It's bad when you realize someone at your job is that type, because then you're like, crap. And there's nothing wrong with having someone at your job be that type, but it's just not great. Because I have a couple rules when it comes to dating, which I probably shared before in the past, but I'm going to reshare them for those of you who don't know them. 1, no long distance relationships, they don't work and they end up just being fancy friends with benefits if you're actually honest with yourselves about what the nature of the relationship is. And that's not worth something to call a relationship, if that makes sense. Two, don't date anyone who's ever cheated. Like, it's not going to be worth it. The body's going to cheat on you. And I don't have time or the trust to go to deal with that. I'll be 100% honest. I do not have the time or the trust to deal with that. Second, don't date people you work with, because it gets complicated really fast. Like, and it just creates drama, and it's just not worth it. So, with these rules, I'm kind of like, okay. I don't know if she's ever cheated. And what just killed me? And I don't know. And she's close by, so there's those two rules. But I work with her. So what am I gonna do? And it's just it's a weird situation to be in, I acknowledge. But it's like, damn. So there's that. There's that whole aspect of this week. So that's fun. What else do I have to cover? I paid for my college classes this week, and I don't know if any of you have done this, but when you paid for yourself, from yourself, like it's your card that gets swiped and it's your information that gets swiped, you suddenly feel like an adult, which is not a common thing for me. Like, I don't often feel like the adult in the scenario. Even as I work with kids who constantly look up to me and I'm trying to figure out what's going on in their lives by what I'm saying. Like, it's not a common feeling for me to be like, I'm the adult. That's crazy. So there's all that. Dude, this dude laughing, you can't hear it because I'm merciful and I muted the gameplay. But he is just, okay, he is laughing and it's such a goddamn distraction. Holy shit. Can actually think again. So there's that. I've spent a lot of time talking about Infinity War this week just because now almost everyone who's gonna see it has seen it at this point. So you can talk about it now, and it's good to talk about it. I'm getting my ass kicked. Holy shit. So that's kind of good to be thinking about and do things with. Went to the beach. Done a lot of bowling. Oh, Cinco de Mayo. What did I do for my Cinco de Mayo? Well, I knew I wasn't going to have a Cinco de Mayo because I had to work. So I drank at 1 o'clock in the morning on Cinco de Mayo. And I got suitably intoxicated for the holiday. And then I went to bed. And pretty much this is how my yesterday went. I woke up kind of hungover. So I made my traditional hangover breakfast, which if you don't know what my hangover breakfast is, my hangover meal is, it is basically just a burger with an egg on it. And it's the greatest thing for hangovers in the goddamn universe. Also, I have single-handedly costed us this match, and I am sorry about that. But that, and then I just kind of slept. I ate my food and I slept. I went to go to the gym this week with a couple of work people. I don't know if you ever gone to the work, and going to the gym with people who do nothing but work out a lot of the time. Like, that's what they do. That's what they love doing. They love working out. Like, that's their main thing. It is a very different experience than to people who are just, oh, I'm starting to go to the gym. I'm starting to work out. I'm starting to do things. And it was wild. Like, so the one guy wants to be a bodybuilder, and he has sponsorship deals with a couple of these companies. So the entire time I'm at the gym, he's asking one of the other guys to be like, hey, I kind of need you to make a video, make a Snapchat post of me right now flexing and showing off the merch. And I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But at the same time, I'm nice and I didn't say anything. But that was crazy watching that happen. And he's like, yeah, so, and according to him, he could be wrong, so I could be wrong, so I apologize. But he's like, yeah, basically, if you can lift it, and if you can lift whatever you're lifting 5 times, and you're still good to go after that, you need to start upping the weights. Because if you're not, all you're really doing is leaning. And you're basically toning what you already have, but you're not building anything. And I'm over here like, I've been going to the gym wrong these past, 2 months now. Because all I've been doing is, I'll do a set of, 30 reps. And then I'll up it. And then I'll up it. And then I'll up it. That's apparently not how you're supposed to be doing it. And going to the Gold's Gym, they have so many machines and they have so many everything that you can work out the same muscle about 8 different times and by going to different things, but just by knowing the different things. You're good to go in that kind of regard. So he's over here doing all these things, not even thinking about it. And I'm like, well, is this possible at my gym, Planet Fitness, because that's the one I go to because it's cheap, and I like cheap things. Is that a thing I can do? And apparently it's not, because I got back to Planet Fitness after the gym, after going that day, making my total time for the gym 2 hours and 45 minutes, which was stupid on itself. And there's only one machine per muscle group, basically. And I'm like, oh, wow. Maybe these guys who have been trying to get me to sign up for Gold's Gym all this time, maybe they were right. Which is just not a fun thing to say. Especially when you've been, all this time saying, nah, Planet Fitness isn't that bad. It's not... Sure, it's not great, and it's not the best, but it's not that bad. And just coming to the realization that if you actually want to build anything, you might have to... God damn it. You might have to actually go to a different gym. You might have to go to their gym. It's like, ugh. Thank you. I also got humble medicine right now. So that was that. The end of the week, end of the school year is coming up. And it's weird, because you start to see the shifts. Working with kids, working with students, you really start to see the shift. Now we're down to our last 2 real 2 to 3 weeks. And some of them have checked out. They're like, nope, we're good to go. We are thinking about summer. You are already in the past. And it's weird. It's weird seeing that. Because not only... God damn it. I'm about to die. But with my group of 5th graders, you start seeing that and you're like, oh, well, we won't see each other much after this, huh? And it's weird. It's weird to kind of think about that. And it's weird to kind of see that from a different perspective, because for them, they're like, we're moving forward and it's super exciting. And I'm like, you're my first class, essentially. I didn't teach you anything. But for all intents and purposes, you are my first class. And now you're leaving. Now you're moving on, and I'm excited, and I'm proud. And it was weird because they were talking about, there's one little girl, she's in 3rd grade, she was all excited because she passed the test, and now she's moving on to the 4th grade, and she was so excited, and there was a part of me that immediately when she's making this big hubbub about going to 4th grade, I just wanted to be like, look, it's not that big of a deal, if I'm honest. Like, it happens all the time, and it's just 4th grade. But you can see her excitement, and you can see that she's so happy, and I'm like, oh. This is that childlike innocence they keep telling me to have. It's sweet. So all that being said, it's definitely feeling like I have both turned a new page, but I can also see the end of the chapter. And I don't know how else to say that except like that, which is stupidly flowery and weird, but it's exciting. And I'm looking towards the future. I have a bunch of stuff I want to work on, a bunch of new series, not new series, but like story times I want to kind of do, because apparently God of War is going to be a much bigger game than I expected, which is insane. I have a friend who we were talking about it, who actually got into a car accident. He's fine, because I heard about it and I was paranoid that like I had to go to the hospital and whatever, but he's good. But he was like, yeah, apparently God of War is like a 20-hour game just in story, and we've already kind of gone into side missions and those type of things. So I have no idea how long our series is gonna be. So be on the lookout for that. Danganronpa is about to take over Kingdom Hearts 2 for the longest series on the channel. Longest story time on the channel, I should say, because there's a distinction. And yeah, that's where we are right now. And it's weird, and it's exciting to think about. But that's everything. That is absolutely everything. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.